Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to the Wormhole Diaries. Now, before I get started on our wormhole adventures, maybe a quick heads up. The expansion is less than a week away, so I would say it's time to start looking for a long skill to train, just so that you're ready, because an expansion and patching that can sometimes cause some unexpected problems, and if your skill queue happens to end right in the middle of that, you're out of luck, unfortunately. So yeah, think about that long skill and prepare for that as well. Now, another thing is, tomorrow on the 14th of November, CCP is organizing another live stream related to Rubicon. From what I've read, we'll also get some more information on CCP's vision for EVE Online in the future. So I guess we get to know a little bit more about what Rubicon exactly we're crossing and where they see the game going in the next few years of their development cycle. And if Twitter is correct, we'll also get the Rubicon trailer then. So yeah, awesome stuff. I would say if you have the time, check out the live stream. I think it's twitch.tv/ccp. Now on to our wormhole adventures. As you can see in the footage in the background, we were with 3 to do a few more sites yesterday. So from the information we got on the wormhole, there was no real activity anymore, but there are actually a lot of signatures and anomalies that have respawned in the wormhole. And since we had a decently close access point, we decided it was a good idea to just keep in touch with the wormhole, do a few sites. I think we did 4 or 5 of them. I think it's 4, and we got something like 60 million ISK in loot in, I would say, around maybe 1 hour of playing in total. That would include the travel time towards the wormhole and then get back out, get the loot sold and all of that. But yeah, around 60 million in 1 hour. Not super efficient for 3 guys in battle cruisers, but overall we're having a lot of fun. And it's very interesting to see how the wormhole does seem to be devoid of any real activity, except when we are online and open up the static, that some stuff might start to happen. So I think it's still looking like a pretty damn good wormhole. And I think we'll start also unveiling a tip of the veil as to why we think it's a good wormhole for us. So you'll notice on the D-scan that there's a boss with a tornado, a Tyra transport ship, and then one other frigate. I can't really I don't really know the kind right off the top of my head, but yes, there is actually an active boss with a force field. And like a month ago when we found the wormhole, we noticed this boss and those ships, but interestingly enough, 2 of them are actually still named after their owners. So we know which 2 characters own the tornado and one of the other ships. And it turns out that both of them are no longer in the corporation. Add to that corporation description that it's practically a dead corp, and we were really hoping that at some point the force field would just go down, because if they're not really active and they've abandoned the boss, they might not be able to refuel, or might not want to refuel the tower anymore, and that would mean a free few ships for us. So that was something that might still be possible, but it's actually starting to be a little bit late. So we're constantly keeping an eye on that. But yeah, that was pretty interesting to see 2 ships inside a force field that belong to players that are no longer part of the corporation. There's absolutely no way for them to get those ships back. So, well, unless of course they can communicate with the boss owner and he can fly them out and stuff like that. Of course, there's still ways, but it was a really unusual situation, and so we are sort of expecting that the corporation is very inactive. And maybe at some point they'll also fail to refuel their tower, which would mean a nice scooping opportunity for us, where we could basically borrow those ships and maybe not return them anymore. Anyways, that's why we thought it was pretty damn interesting. Also turns out that it's a high 6 static, so that actually is pretty valuable for what we want to do. Which after Rubicon, we'll have to make some decisions on that. Now, right after Rubicon, we'll check out the new SOE cruisers, we'll check out the depots, the deployable depots, and we'll keep an eye on the wormhole as well. But then longer term, what I personally would really like to do is to at some point build a ship inside a wormhole that you can't get out anymore. I think that's actually an awesome part of EVE Online, that something like that is possible. if you do this, you know you'll never get the ship out anymore. So I'm really hoping that at some point, you know, if it stays as quiet as this in that wormhole, that we'll be able to put up a pos, build a few Dominixes in there, and be the big fish floating around in our own little wormhole. I think that could be pretty interesting, and that's really the planning that I have for the wormhole for now. I cannot guarantee that this will happen, you know, if we come across a C4 or C5 that gets bored and decides to shoot everyone out of that wormhole. That's a possibility as well, of course, but that will be unveiled in the rest of the Wormhole Diaries. But yes, this pos unfortunately is still active, but we still think there might be a chance for us to get some free ships out of that. And if that does happen, obviously we'll keep you guys posted. But that's it for this Wormhole Diaries. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.